show today. Uh, really exciting show today, guys. I'm kind of hooking my mic up. I don't know how the audio sounds. If anyone comes on, you could just go into the comments and let me know how the audio sounds. Okay, let me put it on my show call. Actually, let me put it here. Okay. Oops. Put it there. Jeez. I'm trying to put this thing on a little. Okay, you know what? Here's what I'm doing. Need like an assistant. Hey, how you doing, guys? All right. Jeff Hansen here. We have a really exciting show today. Let me put my banner on. I didn't put my banner up. You banner, somebody's talking points. Let's do that one. Yes. And we're gonna hide this. Hey, how you doing, guys? Jeff Hansen here. And this is the next episode of T.B.Y.E, the best you ever, where we help you become the best you ever, because the best you ever will create your best life ever. I'm gonna wait a little moment to see anyone else show up. All right, let's start. Hey, how you doing, guys? All right, Jeff Hansen here, aka, if you haven't been here before, I'm Jeff Hansen, aka the Silverfox, here letting you know this is T.B.Y.E, TBYE, the best you ever, where we give you tips and strategies on becoming the best you ever, the you 2.0, so that you can build your best life ever. We give you tips and strategies based upon our life experiences, things we've been through, where we've gone, and things of that nature. Tonight we have a really exciting show. The show is episode 7 actually, and congrats, 7 in a row. But the success system that never fails, and by the name of the book is The Success System That Never Fails by W. Clement Stone. And you're not going to really have to go search for the book. If you're on the episode and you stay till the end, you will be sent a full-length audiobook copy of the best of the Success System That Never Fails by W. Clement Stone. This is one of the first books that I started reading after I went through the Think and Grow Rich and in my studies of the Bible, the Word of God. Okay, and I'm gonna tell you something. This is really amazing. This book was amazing because it actually was the first book that really gave me detailed instructions about how to go from where. Make sure my mic is on. Right. Okay. Gave me detailed instructions from going from where I was, which was actually living in a shelter, to where I went to go having my own apartment, having my own home, having a great relationship, having money in the bank, good credit, success, all the trimmings of success. And what I will say is that if you follow along and you apply the things that I'm going to share with you tonight, it will make such a difference in your life. One of the things, I always say is that if I can give you all the information in the world, anyone can give you a whole bunch of information. But the main part is, if you can't take it and apply it to your life, what good is it? What good is it if I give you all of this different stuff and you can't apply it? Or I don't give you it in detailed chunks good enough so that you can apply it. So that's what I'm still learning this software, y'all, so forgive me if I'm a little bit distracted. But so if I can't give it to you in detailed detailed, if I can't give it to you in detailed chunks so that you can apply it to your life, guess what? What good is it? You know, what's the sense of me just sharing information with you that doesn't change your life, doesn't move the needle of your life toward where you want to go, what you want to be, where you want to go, where you want to go, what you want to be, and what you want to do. Okay, so let's get into it. It's been about almost 6 minutes. So let's start. In this video, you're going to learn step-by-step instructions. I don't care where you are. As I told you before, I was in a shelter, no credit. The only ID I had was a Social Security card. Okay, my background is I was raised in poverty. Basically, a lot of people come with that story, this, that, and the other, and so it's nothing really unique. I would say the only thing really unique about my situation was that my problem was a belief system, was belief that I didn't believe I deserved anything good. I didn't believe I deserved a nice place to stay, and I really didn't know how to get it. So, and some of you know about the story of I was on the train, saw a successful couple, said, what's the difference between them and me? And it boiled down for me, it boiled down to something they know that I don't know. There's something that successful people know and practice that I'm not practicing, that I don't know and I'm not practicing. So what I did was I had 2 books in my bag. One was the Bible, one was Think and Grow Rich. And I'm gonna let you know about this. If you watch the whole episode and you write down in the comments, I want the book or Think and Grow Rich, I will send you a free audio book copy of that. Okay. Tonight's episode, W. Clements on if you have that, then if you watch the episode and say, I want W. Clement Stone or The Success System that Never Fails, I'll send you that also. So I started reading those books and I would kind of glean the little principles out and start applying them to my life. Well, tonight I'm going to talk to you about The Success System that Never Fails. And it's based now, W. Clement Stone came to this country with $100 in his pocket. He built a $100 million insurance empire. Okay, he was selling insurance. And I think the most powerful part about his story was that he started selling newspapers on the corner at 6 years old. And from there, he built it and built it and built it. And remember what I said to you, I think I said in another episode, is that one of the most powerful skills that you can teach your children, teach yourself, is the ability to sell. Now, I know a lot of people say, I don't want to be a salesman, this, that, and the other, but let me tell you something. You sell in so many different areas of your life. If you apply this, I'm telling you right now, it will benefit you all the way through your life. You won't have to wait for unemployment. You won't have to depend on the government or anything like that. You can always go get a piece of merchandise, sell it, flip your money in it, and continue to flip your money and flip your money and flip your money and flip your money. And eventually you'll be in business for yourself. So what am I saying to you? That's one of the first things I can tell you. Learn the art of selling. If you do that, it will change your life. I promise you. Oh man, I promise you it will change your life. Okay, so The Success System that Never Fails is 3 parts. One, the first part is inspiration to action. Okay, you have to be inspired to do something different. For me, it was my surroundings. I didn't want to stay in the shelter. I didn't like living in the shelter. I wanted something more. So my situation inspired me to do something different. Let me say that again. Something in your life has to inspire you to want more. Something in your life has to inspire you to want change, to want something different than what you're currently experiencing. And the deal is that once you get that inspiration to action, you need 2 parts. One is technical knowledge. This is what most people obtain when they're in college. They get technical knowledge, meaning they know why it's done a certain way, what It is to be done this, that, and the other. That's technical knowledge. We oftentimes call it book knowledge. Okay. You ever seen someone that's into the books, and they can tell you technically this is how you do it. But then when you put them on the job, what happens? There's a whole nother world. Well, that whole nother world is called know-how. So you got to be inspired, one, technical knowledge, inspired to action. There has to be a reason. Oftentimes motivational speakers talk to you about, it's called your why. Why do you go to the gym? Why do you go to work? Why do you get up in the morning? Why are you going after a relationship? Your why has to inspire you to action. Without your why, you're dead in the water. You'll never change your life because there's nothing there pushing you, pulling you into a different future. So you'll be stagnated. So inspiration to action is step one of the success system that never fails. Part two is know-how. Okay? No, I'm sorry. Technical knowledge, meaning you have to know technically the particular area in which you're going to practice. Like if you're going to be a salesperson, you have to know the technical things of sales. You now have to know how to prospect. You have to know how to close. You have to know how to present your particular product, whether it be a product or a service. As a personal trainer, what I do is I'll talk to someone, and if they're interested in physically getting into better shape, they'll tell me. They'll say, I went to the doctor, and the doctor told me I needed to lose weight because it's affecting my blood pressure, or I couldn't get up a flight of stairs, and that really hurt me, and I'm learning. I'm struggling now to move and things like that. Then guess what I do? I take what they have told me and I put it right back to them. Oh, so it's a medical issue with you. You want to live a better quality life from a physical standpoint. I drill that home to them. So what it does is it crystallizes their why in front of them. So now that creates inspiration to change, or inspiration to action. I used my technical knowledge. I used technical knowledge to now talk to them about how I talk to them about their why. Okay, I'll give you. Or you want to create urgency. You want to establish. You want to establish their why. I'm giving you technical knowledge of sales. Now, the third part is know-how. Know-how is what works in the field. When you sitting before that prospect, what works? Because everything doesn't work for everybody. But you have to find, when you learn what works in the field, that we call that on-the-job training, basically. What works in the real world? When you find out what works in the real world, now you have you're inspired to act. You have the technical knowledge. You know what works in the real world. Now success is inevitable. You just have to be patient. And the more you increase your ability to present and technical knowledge, you increase your technical knowledge, you increase your know-how through actions, going over and over again. Now you have success. I'll give it to you, let's say in fitness terms. Once you find your why, let's say it's a medical issue, or you want to lose weight. 2, technical knowledge. Looking at videos, listening to bodybuilders, studying exercise terminologies and things like that. That's technical knowledge. What is know-how? Know-how is on-the-job training. You get down and actually do a push-up. You understand you can't have your arms too wide. You can't have your arms too close. Or if you go wide, it builds your chest a certain way. If you go inside, it builds more of the triceps. You have to keep your body straight. Some of that is technical knowledge, but when you actually do the push-up, that's know-how. And if you keep doing that, you will develop a bigger, stronger, harder chest, whatever. Okay, but whatever area it is, let's say relationships. Okay, why do you want to have a relationship? You want to have a relationship because you're lonely, because you're getting older and you want to spend the rest of your life with someone, because you want to create some memories with someone, because, I don't know, you want to playmate, you know what I'm saying? Whatever the reason is, that is your that is what inspires you to action. Okay. Technical knowledge. You might read some books on relationship. I might start reading about a book called Men Are from Mars, Women Are from Venus, Women Are from Venus, which is a wonderful book. It tells you how the difference between the way men think and the way women think. And so that things that the woman's, like for me, a woman say something to me, I won't define it like a man would. I can understand it from a woman's standpoint so that now I can relate better. That's technical knowledge. What works in the real world is me communicating with a woman and applying technical knowledge and seeing how it works in the real world. That is the success that never fails. Step one is inspire. It's called inspiration to action. Inspiration to act is the first vital point in the success of the system that never fails. Because if you don't know why you're doing what you're doing, soon as something come against you, the Bible talks about it as there was people that came and accepted the gospel, but they had no root in themselves. What they're talking about when they say root in themselves, what they're saying is it really a deep-seated need where they rooted in why they wanted salvation? Because when you're deeply rooted into something, oh, you're unmovable. You're, it's hard to move you. You see what I'm saying? And that will keep you there long enough that you'll learn technical knowledge, how to do what you want, how to do the thing that will get you the life or the change that you want in your life. Then you go out and practice the technical knowledge and you learn know-how. And that is what actually works in the real world. I'll give you an example. Let me use it with, let's say, car salesman. Okay. So he want to make more money, right? So he becomes a car salesman. Now that's the thing. The technical knowledge is he learns the car. He learns how the car works. He learns what the wheels is and the engine and the power and the acceleration. He learns all those technical things about the product. This is still technical knowledge. Now he wants to learn how to sell the car. So what he does is he goes to sales meetings and he studies the books and all that kind of stuff, right? But does he have know-how yet? Absolutely not, because he hasn't actually spoken to a customer. See, they can only give you hypotheticals when they're teaching you technical knowledge. But when you get know-how, when you actually talking to the customer, you understand what works. And what I mean by that is you don't just go up to them and say, "Hey, let me show you this car, and it'll help you. It solve your problems." No. Know-how is you walk up to the person, "Hey, how you doing? Man, that's a nice suit." Compliments. Why? Because I don't care if people think a compliment is false or real, it still works. Everyone wants to hear a compliment. Okay, now you got them on a positive step, right? So then the next thing, know-how, because I'm a salesman. I do sales. So as a salesman, I'll say, "Hey, yo, man, you look like you in the football? What are you, a Big Blue Giant fan? Oh man, you're a Jet fan? Man, I know you've been going through it." I mean, initiating conversation, what that's called in sales is building rapport. I want to find areas of compatibility between us. I want him to see me not as a salesman trying to take his money. I want him to see me as a friend that's just trying to help him out. If you need any help, man, I saw you looking at this car. You like what it look like? Because it ain't just what it looks like that's important. Excuse me, let me drink some water. It's not just what it looks like. I can show you the power of it. If you want, after I talk to you a little bit about it, we can take it out for a test drive and you can look at it. I'm not trying to, listen, man, I don't learn, in sales, man. I'm not going to try to force anything down your throat, man. I'll just show you a couple of things. If you like them, fine. If you don't, we can move on. But let me know what you're looking for. Are you looking for a family car? Are you looking for just a toy, Because if you're looking for a toy, man, I can show you this Corvette over here. But if you're looking for a family vehicle, I can show you this nice, this Acura, Jeep, or this Lexus Jeep. Oh, you're older guy with the white hair, in your business and whatever. Man, I have this beautiful, oh my goodness, beautiful 2017 E350 Mercedes. Oh man, it's wonderful. And and we could talk it that way. See, remember the 3 steps. What are the 3 steps? 1, inspiration to action. Majorly important. Because if they don't know their why, and you can't give them a why, dead in the water. It doesn't matter how much technical knowledge you know. It doesn't matter how great a salesman you are. Because they don't know why they're there. They don't know why they're doing those extra push-ups. They don't know why should I get up at 5 in the morning? Why should I do this? Why? Because of the fact that when you realize what your why is, that's going to be the driving force to push you into studying the technical knowledge of the thing you need to do to bring the change you want to bring in your life. Then the third part, or the second part, is the technical knowledge, which is the technical things about the thing you have to do, the job, the business, or whatever that's going to bring the change that you want. And then the third part is the know-how. After you take the technical knowledge and you apply it in real life situations, then you find out what works and what don't work. And that is the know-how. That is the success system that never fails. That is actually the very system that took me from living in a shelter to living in a nice 5-bedroom, 4-bathroom penthouse apartment in East Orange. And it is amazing, amazing. And the funny part was I was living in this building before, and I was renting a room for $750 a month. I'm gonna tell you right now, it was $750 a month. Exactly. And I had 1 room. When I came back, I got the whole apartment, well over $3,000 a month. But I don't pay $3,000 a month. I'll tell you that in another episode. So guys, now, any of you that watched the whole video, or you watch the replay, because I'm replaying this on it's on YouTube. It's in my Facebook group, 365 Days of Fitness, and it is also on my Facebook page. And if you watch it and you like what you hear and you liked what you saw and you want the actual book, The Success System That Never Fails by W. Clement Stone, I will send you a free audiobook copy. All you have to do is make a comment and say, Jeff, I want that book, man, because it sounds like it was really good. Because the whole book is on the 3 steps, but he tells you in little stories of his life and how each part of that system is applied. Now, there's subdivisions of each step, like inspiration to action. He tells you why, how you really find out what inspires you to do what you need to do to get what you need to get. He tells you how to find out and how to strengthen that why, how the power of suggestion figures in, regular suggestion, self-suggestion, auto-suggestion. That taps again into the subconscious mind. Because I'm gonna give you a little snippet. Suggestion, you get it all the time. You see a bottle of water, what does it suggest to your subconscious mind? Thirst. You see food, what does it suggest to your subconscious mind? Hunger. If you see a woman, as a man or woman, you see a nice looking woman, what do it suggest? Relationship, or maybe sex, or whatever. All of these are suggestions. You see a piano, what does it suggest? Music, maybe learning to play instruments. You get suggestion all the time, especially in your environment. This is why it's very important that you control your environment, because your suggestions are going to come to that very same environment, from that very same environment. Okay, how does it go to self-suggestion? Well, first, it's your environment. It is the people around you. You're always constantly getting suggestions. But when you get a suggestion over and over and over and over and over, it goes from the conscious mind. Now, it goes into the conscious mind through the doors of your conscious mind into your subconscious mind. And as it starts to drive more, what will happen is you'll start saying, like, let's take the piano, for example. and wow, that's a nice piano. Man, ooh, look at these notes, really look good, da, da, da. But when you see the piano over and over and over, now you'll be walking down the street going, man, I wonder about that piano, man. The piano don't even have to be in front of you, but you'll start talking about the piano yourself in your mind because of the repetition. Then if you keep applying it repetitively, you start talking about self-suggestion. It goes into a state of auto-suggestion, whereby you'll just be walking down the street and boom, an idea or a thought will pop in your mind. That's auto-suggestion. It will pop in your mind about the piano, about the music, any kind of stimulus. So just pop that right into your mind. And it is auto-suggestion that is deeply seated down in the subconscious mind that you take action upon. This is why advertisers in business spends more money of their budget, their business budget, in advertising than anything else. Because if they could keep it in front of you, 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 it'll go from suggestion to self-suggestion, from self-suggestion down into auto-suggestion, and auto-suggestion will become an action. There's ways you can drive it down even deeper into the subconscious mind, which is through emotionalized suggestion, where suggestion would be a bar of margarine or butter, and you slice into it with a cold knife. Emotionalized suggestion is like a hot burning knife through butter. Goes down in even deeper, and it's even a stronger effect. Because when you get someone emotional about something, remember, even in sales, they'll tell you straight up front. You buy with emotion, but you justify with logic. Why'd you buy that? You're gonna give them a logical reason. But why you really bought it? It's because you got emotional about it. That's why they want you to take a test drive. Because when you take a test drive, you go back and you drive your car home, man, you hear every little creak and bump and everything. You didn't notice that coming, but they're starting to drive the suggestions inside of you. And now, every time you hear this, or every time you bump, or every time you hit the gas pedal on your old car and you don't speed up, and that other car is just picking up like that, exactly. So it's suggestion, self-suggestion, auto-suggestion. Or better yet, suggestion, deeper, self-suggestion, deepest, auto-suggestion. Because 95% of your actions are controlled by your subconscious mind. So if you learn how to program your subconscious mind, the world is your oyster. So this is Jeff Hansen, aka the Silverfox. I always put a couple of questions out there. If someone gives me a question, that's great. But I'll put questions out if no one gives me a question about each area. Inspiration to action. How do you know what inspires you? Well, it's kind of like a twofold question. Okay. What inspires you will always elicit an emotional response from you. It won't be just something casually said. Like you talk to someone that know of football, and they'll say, "Oh, okay, that's cool. You know, the Giants won. All right." But if you talk to someone that go to the games, someone that play fantasy football, somebody that walks around with giant jerseys, mention the Giants to them, or mention football to them. They're going to talk your ears off about Big Blue. They're going to tell you the last time we won the Super Bowl in 2012. They're going to tell you, all the kind of things. Why? Because it inspires them. Why? It was inspiration to action. Reason why they got that giant jersey. Inspiration to action that got them playing fantasy football. So the things that excite you. Now, let's talk. That would be the question of how you know what inspires you. Now, how do you get technical knowledge? That's almost, I'm not going to say easy question, but let me explain to you. You inspired, you want something, right? Let's say you want a better physique. Well, now you're inspired to learn about it. You go pick up a book. Like me, when I started training for the marathon, what I did was I had never watched a marathon on TV, so I started watching a marathon. Then I went and Googled how you train for a marathon. Then I bought a book called Run. It was written by a marathon runner. And he gave you technical things about, he says, now you don't want to be thinking about the distance when you run. He says, enjoy the run, man. You run by a tree, touch the leaves as you're running by. Run a different route so that you see the different parts of the city you never would have seen before, or your neighborhood that you never would have seen before. Run by the water. It's very soothing and meditative. You know, look up in the sky sometimes when you're running, you know what I'm saying? And so what happens is you start getting technical knowledge. You get technically adept at what you're about to do that has inspired you to do it, okay? So that's how you get technical knowledge. And the deeper, the more you're inspired, the greater technical knowledge you'll get. Then now you're changing the energy and the coloring of your subconscious mind or your mind. Now let's talk about know-how. Know-how is when you take action on it now. You know, you got the technical knowledge, you want to try it out. So you ever watch a workout video and you see something new, then, oh man, I want to try that. Yeah, so now you go do know-how. Now know-how, I'll give you an example. I had read the books and I had watched the marathoners, so on and so forth. All right, and everything looked great. You know, touch the trees when I walked by, and those Africans just tearing the marathon up. But guess what? I was in marathon shape. So I started running. Guess what? What technical knowledge ain't gonna teach you is that your ankles are gonna hurt. They don't teach you. You step on a crooked thing on the ground and you might hurt your knee. It don't tell you about your breathing hard and the weather changing. All that's know-how, because that's the information and the knowledge that you get by actually performing what you have technical knowledge on. You see how it works? Okay. Any questions you may have, you can put them down in the comments. We've been on this for almost 32 minutes. Wow. You put them down in the comments. I will answer your question. And remember, if you do that and you want the book, W. Clement Stone's The Success System That Never Fails, all you have to do is put it in the comments. I will send you a free audiobook copy of The Success System That Never Fails. I think it's about 3 hours, 3 or 4 hours. Okay, and it's absolutely free. Thank you for watching my video, and I hope something I said empowered you, enlightened you, excited you, gonna get you into moving toward that you 2.0, because remember what we say here at T.B.Y.E, the best you ever. We help you become the best you ever so that you can create your best life ever. God bless you. This is Jeff Hansen, aka the Silverfox, just letting you know that the best you ever is what you deserve. God bless you and may heaven smile upon you.